When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. When I run out of words and all is said and done, cut out my tongue. I feel like I've been shouting, spouting, writing this for the last 30 years, 42 days, and some odd 721 minutes. Not that I've been keeping count. I can feel time pass as I filter all of these bones through an hourglass. The sand has started to sink in such a manner that I'm reminded of how quick it all is. And I sit and shoot the shit with my friend Jerry. Now that guy, he's a legit genius. He's the king of constellations, the shaman of science, and so goddamn lonely. I often find that that's how these things go. I hear myself say soulmate, which catches me off guard. Normally a word that gets caught and clipped when it tries to escape the cage that I've placed between my feathered lips. I don't believe it, no. It's that it's not the right word. Jerry informs me that all I'm feeling is our molecules from when time first began. Just a Big Bang remembrance in theory. Neutrons drawn back to where they first started. Nothing here has ever been created or destroyed after all. That poll is old phone number binary calling home, perhaps still relevant. But no one you know lives here anymore. We're not star-crossed. But our atoms still remember when we were all a part of something bigger, a glacial shift or a rolling river. We've been shouting, spouting, writing this for the last 2 million years, 42 days and some odd 721 minutes, not that we bothered to try and keep count. I keep hearing this lost in translation battle cry of a child, and it's been keeping me up at night. Like the first words out of our mouths since the beginning of time have always been simultaneously, I love you and goodbye, I love you and goodbye, I love you. Goodbye. These tears we've cried, you've cried. We fill these oceans for you. And we're grateful for all of it, even if we're left with no choice but to call it an epitaph. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. When I run out of words and all is said and done, cut out my tongue. I start to wonder if I've caught this ghost talk disease. A mouthful of broken chalk spitting out outlines and frown lines from a family I don't know. But I've got these crow's feet forming in the belly of my laugh. And it sounds an awful lot like a long road trip travel home. We all have forefathers, but the lineage of love has been written in several languages. Some of them dead. Most of them, I suspect. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. When I run out of words and all is said and done, I will cut out my tongue and bury it beneath my family tree, return it to the earth. I will pull the last of these drought-stricken songs from my parched lips, and I will speak my own eulogy. Leave my headstone unadorned, because we are only remembered for the stories we tell, and I spoke them often and I spoke them well. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, and I will carry on with nothing but a heartbeat, bloodline, river, and a tune to hum. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. Haul this bone-broke lone wolf howl from my desperate lungs and return it to the ears of those that I've loved. Carve 3 names from my hallowed throat and give them to the ghosts of my grandmother. Tell them, please tell them that I am coming home. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. When I run out of words, remove the cracked rib from which I was formed and shape it into something that warrants remembrance. something that resembles my smile complete with laughter, an ivory tusk keepsake in the shape of my teeth. Place it beneath your pillow. When I run out of words and all is said and done, please cut out my tongue and recite the tales that I've chipped into my chest to my children. Tell them that I tried my best. Tell them that I am grateful for the silence. When I run out of words, cut out my tongue, cut out my tongue. When the time comes for my goodbye, know that I've been saying it my entire life. I feel like I've been shouting, spouting, writing this for the last 30 years, 42 days, and some odd 721 minutes. Not that I've bothered to try and keep count, and if from here on out, it's all just fire and brimstone. Know that I am grateful that we took the time to share the same sky. And if from here on out it's a war we're waging, know that I would battle for the chance to start again. I dreamt of a place last night that was beyond beauty, but when asked to read the poem, the pages crumbled, so I don't have anything to show. But I need for you to know that it was everything. To wake from a dream and have it know that it's worth remembering. When all is said and done, tell them that I was kind. Burn this body down and let the smoke rise. Translate my life into a language that my ancestors will recognize. Remove my ears and play the drums inside. I've always had trouble. I've always struggled with rhythm. The crux of this is, I've got these letters that I haven't read from a biological mother that I haven't met. When they say the window of a closed adoption slams shut, another door opens, I know in a way that that's true. I feel the guilt of my born-again privilege every time I try to tell this story. I can't bring myself to read her words because I've been speaking them my entire life, and they sound an awful lot like I love you and goodbye. If you happen to pass a woman on the streets who hopefully looks a fair bit like me, ask her if she's ever met a Jessica. For reference, Jess is probably around 30 years, 42 days, and some odd 721 minutes old. Not that she's bothered to try and keep count. Do you ever wonder why everything we write simultaneously sounds like I love you and goodbye, I love you and goodbye, I love you and goodbye? Carve these names from my hallowed throat and tell them, please tell them, that I am coming home.